If you want to know where you can trade in your smartphone in South Africa and how much you can possibly get for your trade-in, you've come to the right video. Welcome TechPod ZA, my name is Musanziane. Today we are talking all things smartphones trade-in in South Africa. I'll take you through a step-by-step guide and the process of trading in, and I'll also share with you 4 places where you can trade in your smartphone, and I'll also show you how you can get an estimated value of your smartphone so that you can have an idea of how much you can possibly get if you were to trade in your smartphone today, and you can decide if it is worth the trade-in or not. Let's get to it. Let us start off by looking at why you would possibly want to trade in your smartphone. There are 2 main reasons why you would want to trade in your smartphone. The first one being that you want to upgrade your current smartphone, whether through a contract or through paying cash. Now, when you trade in, then you can lower the monthly installments on your contract, or you can lower the amount that is required to buy your phone cash. The second reason is you have 1 or 2 smartphones lying around and you just want to get rid of them, or you just want some quick cash. And you know that trying to sell it through marketplace or any other listing sites might take a bit of time. So trading in can be your quickest option. Starting off with the first place, that is Samsung Trade In. Now, Samsung Trade In has 2 options for you to trade in. One, you can walk into your nearest Samsung store. The second option is you can trade in at samsung.com/za/trade-in. Alternatively, you can find Samsung Trade In at one of these stores here, but it's selected stores. Not all of them would have Samsung Trade In. So you can check in there to see if they have it. So to trade in with Samsung Trade In online, you can go to samsung.com/za/trade-in. Then there are 2 sections where you need to select the phone. The first one is the phone that you want to trade in. The second one is the phone that you would like to buy. So for this example, I am going to use my iPhone 13 just to see how much it is valued at. So if I type in there iPhone 13, you can see it already picks up the different models there in terms of storage. So I'm going to select the 128 and I am going to select the Galaxy S23 as the phone that I possibly want to buy. And if I click on trade in now, it's going to take me to this second page here where I still have to punch in my phone again. I don't know why it does that, but I'm just going to do it again. So iPhone 13 128 gig. Let us see. And then if you scroll down there, you will see the process, and then I'll go through the evaluation steps. So they ask you things such as, does the phone stay on without a charger? Is the LCD or the screen not damaged? And they also ask you if the back and the front cover are in a good condition. And then they'll also ask you if all of the buttons are working. And then I'll punch in my serial number for my phone. And then it already says there that I'll be paid 10,000 rands. So I'll get 10,000 rands discount if I am buying a Samsung Galaxy S23, which I don't agree with. My iPhone 13 is a few months old, and right now an iPhone 13 costs 17,100. So what this means is that I basically lost almost 8,000 of the value if I am to sell right now. So I wouldn't be selling. And then you will see there will be a form there that you need to fill in with your details, ID number, email address, and also you have to upload a picture of the phone, and then also there is some details on your address because they will collect that phone, and only once they have collected the phone and they have tested the phone to ensure that everything that you said is working, only then that you'll be able to have that voucher there sent to you or to get the cash back. Now this is tricky, so I had to go to the store to ask if they do offer cash. They said they only offer cash if you're trading online. The second place is iStore. iStore, just like Samsung Trade In, has 2 options. The first option is you walk into your nearest iStore. The second option is you go online on istore.co.za. Now, to trade in online with iStore, you have to go to istore.co.za and you will select on the top menu there, you will select support, And under iStore support, you'll see a trade-in option there. So once you select trade-in option, on the next page, you will see a description of the trade-in process. So what they're basically saying is you can get cashback, you can get discount on your new products, or you can get an iStore gift card. And then once you scroll down, you can see three options there. There is Apple product, Android phone, Windows laptop. So you can also trade in an Android phone at iStore. I know that there is an assumption that you can only trade in an iPhone, but you can trade in an Android so that you can buy an iPhone. So that's why they accept Androids, because they want people to convert to iPhone, obviously. Just like at Samsung, as you have seen, that there were options to trade in an iPhone so that you can move to Android, because that is the plan. They want to convert people to Android or to Samsung. So if you scroll down there, you will see a description of how the trade-in works there. They also say that you get the best value, but everyone says you will get the best value. So I guess it's a matter of checking just to be sure. And then once you've selected trade-in, so in my case, I will select iPhone, and then I'm going to type in my iPhone 13 so that we can see which one gives the best value. And in my case, I'm going to type in iPhone 13, and it looks like it picked up an iPhone 13 mini, but that's fine. We can use that to see as well. And then there will be a questionnaire which is similar to the questions that we answered there. Obviously, they want to know if the LCD is working, if you have the power cable, if the Face ID is still functional, if all the buttons are still working, no scratches, those kind of things. And then you will get your estimated value. And here for the iPhone 13 mini, the estimated value is 10.5. So this looks like iStore gives more, because for iPhone 13 at Samsung, I could only get 10,000. But here it looks like I'm getting 10.5 for a mini. Therefore, for a standard iPhone 13, I should be getting more. And then once you are happy, you can click on trade in, and then you have a form there that you can fill in, similar form as the one from Samsung. And you will also have to upload pictures of the phone, and I guess they will make arrangements to collect that phone. And then only once they have tested the phone, they'll be able to give you the voucher. The third place is weFix. Just like Samsung Trade-in and iStore, you can also opt to do it online, or you can opt to do it at your nearest store. Now, to trade in online on weFix, you can go to wefixshop.co.za or wefix.co.za. And once you are in there, you'll see a trade-in option there at the top. And then once you select trade in, there is an option to say trade in device. And you will be taken to a trade-in page where they will briefly explain how the trade-in process works. So obviously is you get an assessment of your phone, and then they schedule a collection for the phone, and then you will click on sell device, and on the next page there you will also see the steps, the description of the steps there, that they will ship your device and then they will make an EFT payment. And then once you land to the trade-in page, I like the widget that they have there where you can select the phones by simply clicking on the arrow there, and then they show the different phones, and they also show the possible value that you can get. From what I can see here, it looks like there is only iPhones. I'm not sure if that's what it means, if they only take iPhone. So I typed in there for this example iPhone 13. It looks like it selected the Pro Max, but that's fine. And then there is different storages in there that you can select. So I'm gonna go with 256, and then I'm gonna hit on search, and then I'm gonna wait for it to load a bit. And then once it has loaded, it's gonna take you through all of those questionnaires as well. So pretty much similar questions as Samsung and iStore, where they ask about the camera, the mics, any damage, scratches, those kind of things. So once you have filled in that whole questionnaire, which like I said, ideally you want to say yes for everything, but only say yes if it is working, because they're gonna do the assessment again once they've picked up your phone, and they'll tell you that this and this was not working. So And then they also ask you to rate the cosmetic there, and then I will wait a bit for it to generate how much I'll possibly get. So they say that they will give me 12.8, which I think is too little for a Pro Max, especially a 256 gig. So that is the thing about trade-in. You will get slightly lower than what you would get if you were selling in person. The advantage is that here you don't have to wait. Now on to the last place, and that is your pound shops. I believe the two biggest pound shops in South Africa are Cash Crusaders and Cash Converters. Now the difference between going the modern trade-in way, as we've discussed on the first three places, and going through a pound shop is that going through a pound shop is the traditional way of selling. You are directly selling. So if you want some hard cash, you are better off going with pound shops such as Cash Crusaders and Cash Converters. Now the thing about Cash Crusaders and Cash Converters is that they operate slightly differently. So with Cash Crusaders or Cash Converters, unless if things have changed recently, but how it usually works is you would walk into the store, someone is sitting there and they have their system open there, and then you just give them whatever you want to trade in, and they will punch in a few details in there. Sometimes they'll ask you how much are you selling for, but they already know that there's certain price range that they cannot go over. So you can kind of negotiate a bit, as opposed to this modern day where I find that you cannot really negotiate. So it's almost like they already know that for this specific smartphone, this is how much you can get. So they don't really negotiate with you in that sense. It's all based on what is the condition of your phone and how much is, well, the value based on their systems. Now let us start with Cash Crusaders. So if you want to trade in at Cash Crusaders online, you can go to cashcrusaders.co.za, and you will see when you land there is an option with a green button there written sell via WhatsApp. So if you select that option there, it's going to take you to a page where you can search for your nearest Cash Crusaders. So basically, even though you do it via WhatsApp, like they're saying, that transaction will still have to be done by a specific store. So what you have to do is to punch in your address, and then it's gonna show you a list of your nearest stores, and you can select the one that is closest to you or the one that you prefer. So for this example, I'm gonna use Pretoria, and I can see a list of different Cash Crusaders store there, and there you go. So I've selected Hatfield, and there is a continue to chat button there. So this button will basically open your WhatsApp, and they say it's a video call, so I guess they would want to see the phone. And once all of that is done, then you can go and hand in your phone, because they already have some sort of a reference number, I'd assume, and then you can continue with the whole trade-in process. Now on to Cash Converters. So to trade in online with Cash Converters, you can go to cashconverters.co.za, and once you get there, you will see an option called sell to us, and if you select that option, you will see sell in store or sell online. So you select sell online, and you will also see the process steps, the summary of the process steps there. And then if you scroll down, there are 3 steps. The first step is to select your closest Cash Converter store. So you can select the country in the drop down there, and then you can select the province, and you can select the store under your province. For this example, we're gonna use Benoni, and then you can hit next button. And if you see there, the first step is to upload the photos of your item, and then you can type in there the name of the item. So in this case, it's a phone, the name of the smartphone, and then they ask you what condition is it in, so you select the appropriate condition, and you can see there they say tell us what you are looking for. So this is what I've mentioned earlier. Sometimes they will ask you to tell them how much you are expecting, so you are kind of negotiating in a way, and yeah, they take it from there. But in most cases, they have the final say. And that is it. Those are all the 4 places where you can trade in. Those are all the steps that you can take to trade in. I hope this video was useful. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone that might find it useful. I'll catch you on the next one.